it's firing. So, welcome to Raley Small Engines. I'm T-Bone. Let's figure out what's wrong with this thing. Y'all stick around. So I walked back over here after I got the camera off the tripod. Why is it wet under there? Is that what all I spilt? Maybe. We'll find out. Well, folks, one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to check this spark plug. You know why? Because the spark plug generally has a story to tell. Ooh, this is the original one. It's got a Husky Varney on it. Might be okay though, we know it runs. Okay, nice and shiny. Can you see that? So, that tells me she's wasn't happy with the fuel it was getting. Maybe it was too much or too weak a fire. Moving on. Let's pull this air cleaner off here. Air cleaner cover. See what we're working with back here. It's stuck. You think, I don't know about, should we put an air filter on this? I may can put that back together. Not. Looks like we're gonna need a T27. Let's remove this backing plate right quick. Show you a little trickery. Some people, you have to pull the whole cover off. You pull up on the screw, you can get it to back all the way out. These are made to kind of stay in there. T27, couple screws. There's your carburetor. Let's see what these fuel hoses. Well, they don't feel terrible. All right, I'm gonna loosen that up so there's no pressure. It's probably still gonna leak fuel everywhere. Take these hoses off. Yep, see? Stick it up there out of the way. Now I could have just dumped the gas out because I'm gonna check that fuel filter in there anyway. Looky there. I think we're gonna put some new fuel lines in it if it's that bad. Y'all stick around, we're gonna go over to the bench and let's see if we can figure out what's wrong with this thing. Since it's steady dripping gas, because I poured so much back in there, I'm gonna go ahead and dump it right back in my can because the inside of the tank actually looked clean. There was nothing in there. Let's pull that out the way and let's dump this. See how much I can spill everywhere. Sorry, the table's dirty enough anyhow. Alright, now we'll go over to the bench. Tell you what, let's just do it right here. I'm gonna do, see if I can get, there's a little mat, clean mat. Let me get a little brake cleaner and an air hose. We're gonna blow this off a little bit. Clean this up. This thing will clean right up. Give me 1 second. Well, that looks a little better. Still got a little dirt. Let's take this thing apart and see what we got on the inside. I bet there's pieces parts in here. What do you think? If you guys want to see somebody good on the two-strokes, now he does a lot of still, echoes, and he works on all kind of stuff. The old Mower Medic 1, he's a good one to watch. Hey Jeremy, if you look inside this carburetor, right there is a little tiny screen. And I know it's hard to see. Let me see if I can get a flashlight on that for you. I don't know if that's going to help. But we look for trash in that little screen that's right there. That's one of the things we're going to look at. And all you have to do to get this screen out is a little pick tool. If you don't have a pick tool in your toolbox, I bet your wife's got something up there in the drawer. Go steal it. This one actually looks fairly clean. Let's look in on the other side. See what we can find over here. I bet there's more pieces parts. 4 screws, pretty simple. Well, hope everybody's doing well today. So at least you're sitting down tinkering with your hedger instead of out there sweating cutting hedges, so that's a good thing. And you're getting to watch T-Bone fix something broke. Hopefully this video will help you fix yours. Let's pull it all apart. The primer ball actually felt good when I was priming it a second ago. There's the other part that I take a good look at. And this little diaphragm, if my fat fingers can get it off here, I'm going to replace it regardless. And what I do is, I don't know if y'all can hear that. Let's see if y'all can hear this. I don't know what side to... Here has crackly. That means it doesn't pump good. It should be real soft and just go, you know, something like that. So the part number for the metering diagram, this is from Rotary. I think there's come like a pack of 5 or something. It's 14348. You can get the numbers off the side of the carburetor. You see where that's made, right? That's what I'm talking about. USA, baby. So here's the new one I just got out of the pack. You can see it is just really soft. So we're going to replace that. And all you got to remember, 9 times out of 6,547,000 times, that diaphragm is going to go on top of the gasket. So we're just going to put that back on, put the cover on, and let's see what will happen. Let's pop this thing back together. I'm going to leave it just like it is so we can see if that is actually the problem. Now give me a second. I'm going to screw these screws back in. All I'm going to do, push that little screen in on this side with my big old fat fingers, put those screws in, and then we'll go from there, okay? One other thing, if you're doing these, yes, you can clean them out and spray them off and blow them off, but you have got to be very careful of the little check valves down inside, because you will flat ruin a carburetor blowing high pressure air on these things. Uh-oh, screwdriver fell over. Hold on. And just a little FYI, the reason I'm doing it this way is just to see, will that one part fix it? Well, I say one part. We've still got to do some fuel lines in this thing, and I'll show you actually a way to make it easy for you. They're not hard to do, and I'll show you a little trick or two, or maybe it's something you already know, I don't know. But we'll pop some fuel lines in this thing real quick. Let me see if I can get you at a better angle, and I'll show you how to do that. Well, I like it when Mrs. T is filming. Reach in there, just a little hook tool, or whatever. See, that just all broke off. Here's what you're coming out with right here. And this hose that broke off of the carburetor there, and then you got this little brass Hitchimo thingamabob there. This hose actually feels pretty good, but I'm not going to trust the fuel filter because I'm almost betting it'll be stopped up. So let's see if I can go find us a new fuel filter, and I'll show you how to put this back together. Just a quick note, we were talking about this diaphragm, and it's real crackly, and it's just a pulse from the vacuum of the engine, and it makes it go up and down, and all it's doing is opening this and allowing fuel to come into this chamber, and it flows through this hole, that right there, and you know, something like that. Anyway, but just thought y'all to know. The other thing, this is an old carburetor here I found, and these are little check valves in here, this little brass deal. They're a little check valve, and if you blow compressed air too hard on there, you'll damage those. It doesn't take much. You'll damage them. So let's go ahead and take a look at this fuel line situation. I'm going to grab this one. This one will be the return line. It broke. going to pull them out of here, get these pieces out. You can also you can take a screwdriver and pop this out too. See if I'm going to have to take that one out just so we can get the doggone fuel line out of it. Stretching around, you guys, excuse me. See, that just pops right out. Fuel line's broke. See if we can poke that out of there. And let me get a little lubricant and I'll show you. I keep a can of Vaseline on the carburetor bench. There it is. Just to make these easier to get back in. This one feels pretty good. If they're, you know, real hard, replace it. Let's see. More Vaseline here, and I'm gonna just lubricate that a little bit. I stole that Vaseline out the house there. These here, look there, pop right back in there. Boy, that's just too easy, isn't it? And then let's get us some fuel line. There are many things you can get out there, fuel line. I'll get some, excuse me, a squeaky chair. Ain't nobody bought me a new chair yet. All I'm gonna do, make sure I got you on camera here. I'm gonna just take a length of it, cut it at an angle, and go to the other end here. And you can cut off pieces, do it however you want to. I'm gonna put the Vaseline back over here. You can use oil, just anything, whatever you got. This is, look, you can tell that's been on the carburetor bench. Just gonna lube this up a little bit. There's my rag. And this is gonna be our return line. This is gonna be our fuel feed line. Take that wedge, it helps you get it up in there. Get it started. Hold on, I'm gonna reposition you. And I'll tell you what, maybe y'all can see right there. Let's see if I can get some needle nose pliers. And we're gonna go down inside and see if I can grab it. Nope, look at there, I can't get it. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll cut our wedge a little longer. Make it stick through a little further. Let's cut some pieces off and wedge it up in there. Just to where I can grab it. Let's see if that'll do it. Push that up in there. Get our needle nose. Gonna do. Oh yeah, we in business now, folks. Look there, just pull it right out. There you go. Okay. Now this is we're gonna use this for our fuel filter side. Well, you take these apart, keep track of what comes from where. Now I showed you, where'd it go? Too much stuff on the bench. All right, they have this little brass piece. You can do this if you want to. Replace the line to the fuel filter and what you'll do is just hook this back onto the end of that, pull it back through. Replace this line, replace the filter. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna eliminate this brass piece. We don't need that thing. It has no business there. And I know somebody's gonna say something in the comments and have a fit because I didn't do it that way. Well, this is the way I do it. You do it how you want to. Cut that off. Yes, this is a different fuel filter. It'll work just fine. Push this up on here. All the way up. Now we want to make sure that we've got enough slack that we get across and still lay in the bottom of this fuel tank. So let's pull a little bit more through. That lays across the bottom of the fuel tank, and then we'll push that down inside there. Now what I'll do here, we'll take our carburetor and we're going to sit it up here. I still hadn't taken that off, have I? And I'm going to sit it in about the right spot, and I'm going to mark my area here of where that needs to be approximately. Give myself a little slack. I can always retrim it and do what I need to. Cut that off. Here's our other end. And all we have to do here, let's make this wedge a little longer. This is our return line. We just need to get a couple of inches inside the tank. And I'll leave that much stuck inside the tank. And if you want to be really neat about it, and I'll probably do this, we'll pull it all the way through, trim it off, pull it back, and then cut it off. And that way it actually looks like a professional did it. Maybe. Sometimes. Who knows? So we're going to do the same thing and fish this one through. Where's it at? Does anybody see it? Here it is. Needle nose, pull it through. You can get those cheap hemostats at Hobo Freight. You know that place. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Those hemostats, you can use those to pull them up in there. I need to make sure we've got plenty of slack here to hook this line up. So, and we can adjust this later. I'm just gonna do this for right now. Once we get it, the carburetor fell. Somebody grab it. Okay, there you go. All done. Crank it up. Stand by 1 second. Okay, so, I gotta take that off, don't I? By the way, I mentioned Mower Medic 1 earlier. Congratulations to Jeremy at Mower Medic 1. Golly, come off of there. He has well, golly, I can't. Y'all hold on. What in the world? That's some terrible. Mrs. T, help me. Congratulations, Mower Medic 1. Over 100,000 subscribers. And let me tell you something. Well deserved. Well deserved, my friend. Pull this line a little bit. Don't want no kinkage going up in there. So yeah, that's gonna look all right. I'm gonna pull it just a little more with my needle nose and I've got a little room on the back side of the tank there. And then let me blow this off. Hold on, y'all. Golly, what kind of camera work we got going on here? We got to hook our throttle up. Well, if I can hold the little thing, there we go. Take that right there, this right here. And this one's got holes, so it kind of will go either way. And we're going to hold our screws there, put them through, get our gasket in position, and kind of set this thing up here. I know I haven't hooked up other fuel hose yet. I think I've got to trim it, y'all. Now we've got to line up our choke here on the top. I'll show you that in just a second. Exactly what I got to do here. It might be there. Oh yeah, it went into position. Can you believe that? That easy. All right, I'll show you where this goes. It's got a little piece up there. Let me start these. And you don't want to go crank it down because remember, we are dealing with plastic. These are started. Let me show you what I was talking about with this choke. Okay, I still haven't tightened this down yet, but right there, that little rod that sticks up, and the whole thing is still loose, guys. So, see, now it's operating the choke. So let's tighten this down. Now, I've done 1 or 2 of these, and I know exactly how tight that thing goes when it goes, ugh. So anyhow, just do it by hand. Don't do what I do. You know, I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. So just do it by hand. We're in my fat fingers and stuff. Y'all think it's gonna run? I don't know. Well, at least we learned something either way, right? Yeah, all right, does our trigger work? Yep. Holy moly. It may run. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's put gas in it. Remember I told you about the fuel filter? You want to look where it's sitting? Well, let's see. There it is. Yep, it's going about all the way across that tank. And these are weighted. They're heavy. They will stay in the bottom of the tank. So let's see if I can get it fished back up in there. Let's take something. Grab it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it, baby, shake it. Put a little gas. We'll see if it's going to pump up. I don't know if this thing going to run or not. We're going to find out together there. Where's my gas cap at? Sure appreciate y'all sitting around watching this mess. Does my choke work? Yeah. Will it pump gas? Yeah. You know, y'all can see that, sort of. It's pumping gas. All right, I don't want to cut this. I want to keep trucking while we're here. Let me move this mess. Bear with me. We're going to do it right here without stopping the camera. Turn this. Let's see. No, can y'all see what I'm doing? I cut that on. That's spring loaded. Y'all are still with me there. Let's see what'll happen. You ought to put a spark plug in it. Where did I don't understand. I'm going to put this burn up wet spark plug back in it. Because it did start a minute ago. That felt like no compression, didn't it? Yeah. It would probably help if I could see what I was doing here. I can't get oh my goodness. There it goes. All right, hold on, y'all. Well, while I'm fooling around with this, y'all click a subscribe, give us a like, share this mess with your friends, because golly, I can't get my ratchet out too long. Holy, share this, y'all. Everybody, this guy don't know what the heck he's doing, but you gotta watch him. All right, here we go. Now, let's see. I pumped it, right? All right, here we go. Can y'all see me? Okay. Y'all ever seen Goldie Hawn, that movie? She's going with the chainsaw. Better warm up in a second, y'all. Bear with me. Hold on. The bench keeps hitting the camera and I'm shaking it. Hey, it at least idles on its own, but the choke is all the way in. She's bogging when I pull her. Hold on, let me get a tool. All right, let's try this again. Can y'all even see what I'm doing? Nope. Baby, yeah. Keep on, got it going on. We're gonna have to get a little more tunage going. Shut that thing off where you can hear me. We got to get a little more tunage with a air filter, because I don't have one of those, and you can't tune it correctly. All I did was up underneath, right here. Closest to the engine is your low side, which is your idle. Furthest away is your high side. All I did was open up the high side a little more and gave it some more fuel. And that way you're running richer is a little better because leaner is hot. And if you've got lean on a 2-stroke, that is not a good thing. It will run hot. It'll burn your piston up. Folks, Husqvarna fixed. Almost. I got to put an air filter on it, but thank you for watching. Y'all click that subscribe, give us a thumbs up, come back to see us, folks. Have a great day. All right, what we got next? Oh my goodness. Dang, I got a trailer out back. I got to back. Does Derek at ViceGripLodge work on 7.3 diesels? I don't know.